Hello everybody, my name is Dr. David Yates. I am a retired chiropractor and I am Vice President of Sales for the Posture ReS.E.T program. I'm here to introduce our founder and CEO, Dr. Staten Medsker Jr., the developer of the program. He will be presenting to you the Posture ReS.E.T program. Welcome.
All right. All right, guys, thank you so much. Glad to be here. Thank you all for coming. First of all, taking time out of your busy days. But this is some exciting things that are happening in the world of fitness, and I'm so glad to be a part of it and to be a leader, showing people the right way to do fitness in our society. Because right now we are hammering the bent nail and jacking up our society left and right, and it's creating big problems in our community with pain syndromes and surgeries and things like that. And wouldn't it be nice if somebody found a cure for all of that? And we did, just in the last year. So this is very, very exciting. This is just like making an announcement, coming out and saying, we found a cure for cancer. In this case, we found a cure for computer neck. We found the cure for the flat butt syndrome or posterior pelvic tilt. We found the cure for short leg syndromes, and we're able to do it through an exercise program where you can be at home 5 minutes a day, and it's the Posture ReS.E.T program. And let me tell you a little bit about it and how I came about getting it, okay? All right, so let me tell you first about my daddy. My dad inspired me to do something about the human frame, because my dad was in cars all the time, underneath, working on them left and right throughout his whole career. He's best known for creating the Batmobile and building the Munsters car with George Barris. My dad owned the Batmobile before it became the Batmobile, sold it to George for $1, and they built it together. Then he went on to build the Munsters car, as well as the DeLorean kit, the Ferrari Testarossa kit, the bubble cars from Gene Winfield, and then mine, the Jaguar XJ220 prototype as well. So that's not the coolest. Well, that's not the thing that inspired me. That is very inspiring. But the thing that inspired me most was every single day he was in so much pain. He would come to work in pain. But he says, as long as I'm working on the cars, my pain goes away, and I distract myself and I don't notice it. Back surgery, lifting cars, fusion, brakes, second back surgery, fusion, working on cars, brakes, third fusion, back fusion, brakes. After that, they're like, we can't do anything for you. My dad was dumping pain cocktails left and right, morphine, all that kind of stuff, addicted all the way until the day he died. He was in so much pain. And it motivated me that I wanted to find out how I can help heal my dad in a situation, and that's what made me become a doctor. So it took me a while to get there. My first love and my first passion is music. But little did I know you can't really make any money, being a rock star. But I made it a little bit. I was in Guitar Player magazine a couple of times, and I put out a couple of CDs. I'm very honored to be able to record with some really wonderful, famous people. But I've been the Christian rock artist #1 in Seattle for over 9 years now, and running. So I'm doing okay as a musician. I get that outlet, and part of my mantra as RocknDoc recording studios is that we heal through music, touch, and the spoken word. So I'm retired as a chiropractor, and I can't, if I want to heal the world, I can't touch the world, but I could speak to the world. And that's what we're doing now, is trying to teach everybody how to heal themselves. So I studied, I went to school. I have more letters after my name than most people have in their whole name. And this is because I took seminar after seminar after seminar, and I always wanted to know the next best thing and who was doing what in body work. And so I learned all of these different techniques, and then I took those techniques and I took the best of the best of the best, and I've created a brand new technique, including all of those techniques from personal training to yoga, to massage, to Kairo, to Feldenkrais, to Rolfing, all of those techniques, flexology, all that kind of stuff. I put them all into one nice little package and created this new exercise program called the Posture ReS.E.T program. One blessing in my 30-year career as a chiropractor is, I've been the chiropractor to over 600 famous bands and musicians and pro athletes. So I've just, the gamut. I started off knocking on doors, and hey, I'm a chiropractor. I want to adjust that band. Anybody need a chiropractor? No, get out of here. You're not credentialed. Like, dang it. I got 100 no's, but I got 600 yeses over that, including team physician for pro soccer, as well as high school athletic coach, all that kind of stuff along the way. And when I say 600, I mean 600 at least, more than that even. I'm very, very blessed to be able to get them all adjusted and then send them off to the performance, and then they go off on tour and they come back and they ruin all my work. So you got to be doing something on the tour bus yourself to keep the momentum going from what we started doing structural correction. Now, I'm a specialist in chiropractic in that I'm like the orthodontist of the dental industry, okay? This is a braces on teeth kind of concept for structural framing of the body and structural correction of the body. And so I'm all about that. I'm not the pain management chiropractor that like the dentist with the toothache kind of thing. I'm not that guy. I don't care if you have pain or not pain. I want to actually change the structure of your body and change the posture so that you're more stable to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. All right, and so I got tired of fixing these guys and they go ruin it. So I created what's called the ReSET program. ReSET is an acronym for stretch, exercise, and traction. Okay? Stretch, exercise, and traction. And the cool thing is when you do the stretch and the exercise and the traction at the same time in the same direction, it creates structural correction and structural change like braces on teeth. It's amazing how it works. And I was getting at least 2 to 5 millimeters a month of correction on themselves. My clients and my patients were all on their own while they were on the tour bus, and it worked. They were coming back balanced feet instead of short half leg on the right kind of stuff. So I wrote this book. I put the ReSET program in the book, and I titled it How to Adjust Yourself, because there's some techniques in there that you can do to self-manipulate as well, and it will save you a little bit of time if you don't have a professional available in your city, town, or close to you kind of stuff, or if you're on the road touring. All right? Unfortunately, because I said avoid seeing a chiropractor, I've been blacklisted from my profession, and now I'm the black sheep of the profession, and my own profession hates me because they think that it says, you do it yourself and you don't need me. But they've never read the book. Don't judge a book by its cover. Inside the book, it says you have to see a physical therapist, an osteopath, or a chiropractor in order to supervise yourself on this program. But you don't have to see them as much, maybe once a month or something like that. So we've got this book, and we released it last year on press release. It did very, very well, very successful. And so I did a pitch to Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank. And so we decided that it would be a great idea to actually create a product line with it as well and fine-tune it a little bit better. And so I did. And so I wrote my second book, and this is what we're talking about today. It's the Posture ReS.E.T program. It's taken from the roots of the ReSET program in the first book. It is now the ReSET program, and it is focused on the 3 biggest pandemics of our society. And those 3 are the computer neck, the flat butt, the short leg. You've got it. You don't want it. All right. So let's figure out how we can fix those things and fix the world and change the world. All right. So we've got. I've been accepted with application and accreditation for the Council of Continuing Medical Education, which means I can now give you PRS after the end of your name. So we are now creating Posture ReSET specialists, and we will train you in sales to bring the program to gyms, businesses, schools, doctors and physical therapist offices, and we can now bring this program into the school system being credentialed. We can also bring trainers up to speed now. We can teach trainers throughout the world the Posture ReSET program, and they can incorporate it in their training techniques. Your CSCS or your ACE certified, then you just add the PRS to it. You do the PRS first because this is a temporary program that you do only for maybe 30, 60, 90 days until the body is balanced. And then you move forward with your P90X and all these other heavyweight loading things, stuff like that. So you get rid of the imbalance first, stabilize the frame, then hit it. All right, and then we also have a technique. This is called the Kairo technique for practitioners. So we can certify you as a PRS as well. And you can even go further on and become a master level PRS and train others in the program. So you want to get your PRS quickly, and we want to get your territory solidified in your area, because we're only certifying 1 Kairo, 1 PT, 1 gym, and 1 osteopath around every school. As we sell to the school, we're only going to certify those affiliated with the school. That way we can keep track and manage the quality of service that we get with the Posture ReSET program. All right, excellent. The product line that I created is called the RocknDoc. All right, so you got the RocknDoc by RocknDoc. You don't have to have the RocknDoc in order to do the Posture ReSET program. The RocknDoc is full of fulcrums. It's got some Posture ReSET straps. It's got some exercise bands. It's got a tote, a cool little tote you can carry around as you go. As a trainer, you're going to want the trainer RocknDoc. We're now developing a smaller for the home program that contains just a few fulcrums in it for a lot less price too. And those will be available for your clientele as well. Okay? And so here we go. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will instruct the patient in the care of the human frame. How about that? And then that's what we're trying to teach you right now. We're trying to teach you that you are the doctors of the future. And this Posture ReSET program is for the doctors of the future. Let's look at the frame. What happens to the frame? Starting at ground zero, there's birth trauma. 50% of you are dropped on your head the first year of life, right? All right, so which ones were you? All right, it happened. And 3,000 falls for the average 19-year-old. 5,000 if you played sports. And when you look at the amount of trauma sitting in desks and all that kind of stuff, looking over our phones and hunched over our computers over and over again, this is ridiculous. The amount of trauma that's induced into the human frame as children all the way up until you're teenagers, right? And so you look at this and we end up with 33 kids are injured per school per year in sports right now. And that's because we just keep trashing them. What do we do? You know, our kid falls, we get 3,000 falls for the average kid, and we don't do anything at all as a society unless there's blood or broken bones, and then that's emergency care kind of stuff. That's medical kind of stuff. But the rehab that needs to be done on that is missed and not done, and that's why so many people have pain syndromes in their 20s and 30s and 40s later on with so many health issues, in our society. It just adds up, because all we do, we say, get up, get back out there, get on that field again, stop crying and go. Or all of those imbalances that you had from 3,000 falls, and you're like, go lift that weight, squat, do a squat. And watch your trainers, watch your squatters, because they're going to be coming up harder on one side than the other because they have a short leg syndrome, every one of them. And so that's why you get that imbalance. And if you keep doing that, you're going to hammer the bent nail and make it worse and compensate. And what happens is, the next thing you know it, every time you take a step, you burn that side out, and you end up with 7.5 million hip and knee replacements in our society every year. Unbelievable that we have that strain on our medical system, and they can bank on it that it happens, because that's what we do. We chew our kids up and we spit them out into the world and say, go get them, y'all crooked frames, right? That's why we have 50 million headaches 3 times a month, because everyone's like this. 68% of you are walking around and sitting around like this doing your work. No wonder there's so many headaches and neck pain and back pain. All right? 100 million people have low back pain. Ridiculous of the strain on the medical system that we have. 68% computer neck, 74% have flat butt, and 97% out of 250,000 people measured have a functional short leg syndrome, creating an imbalance in the pelvis, which relates to hip and knee replacements and low back pain and low back surgeries. Those are, we can correct them, we can fix them, and there's a way to do it with the Posture ReSET program. It's designed for that. Those are the 3 biggest postural pandemics of our society. Anybody remember what a pandemic is? All right, a pandemic. So this is, slowly killing our society. It's not, killing them tomorrow, but it is slowly killing them, and that's still a pandemic when it hits the society in the levels that this is hitting us. All right? Let's talk about the philosophy behind my program, because, it's just an exercise program. No, it's not. This is not just another exercise program. This is not your P90X. Go out there and hit it and run and do this and that angle and that kind of stuff. It's not that. Okay? There's a philosophy behind this. All right? The stretching, the exercise, and the traction for the set are done in the same direction, all right, over a period of time throughout the day, over and over, and then that's what creates a braces on teeth kind of concept. It's a wonderful idea when it's done correctly in the right direction. So the person is stretching themselves the same way. The trainer is teaching them and training them to stretch the same way. The practitioner is pushing them and stretching them the same way, as the doctor and the physical therapist are also adjusting, manipulating, or pushing and doing PNFs, stretches, the same way. So you have 3 different categories of people working on the frame in the exact same way, but a little bit different within the scope of practice of each of those people. And that's what gives us its power in unity, because we're all treating the body the exact same way. All right? This is a unilateral, one-sided system, because when you squat symmetrically, you're uneven and out of balance. You're pushing up harder on one side than the other. Okay, one side needs to be pulled and the other side needs to be pushed. All right, so you can't just do push on both sides. You have to do it one-sided. And this is what this program is all about. It's unilateral and one-sided program until the balance is restored. And then after that, then do your squats symmetrically, all you want to. Okay, the third thing that makes this program so unique, your legs, are they square or are they round? Your neck, is it square or is it round? Your arms, is it square or round? Round. Muscles, when you look at a muscle under a microscope, the fibers are round, which makes the muscle itself round. Everything is round. So this program is circular, all right, and it needs to be done circular. That way you incorporate all the muscles in the group, and you get every angle that you possibly can. Now, we use the rule of 3, okay? The rule of 3, because 3 is a very, very significant number in the universe. It's just things happen in threes. Everybody knows plane crashes happen in threes. Famous people die in groups of three. People sneeze in threes, right? And we all know that. And so it's a very significant number. So we use three. So circular is infinity, right? But pick three. All right, we're going to do one over here. We're going to do one in the middle, and then we're going to do one over here. And so you pick three each time you do something, and that way you incorporate the entire circular motion of the muscle and its job of what it's supposed to do. Okay? All right. So how do you take this program and introduce it to the population and make it fit for everybody? Super easy. All you have to do is be measured for the program. All right? And how do you measure for the program? I made it so simple. A mom can measure a child. A friend can measure a friend. A doctor can measure a patient. A trainer can measure their client. So simple. Anybody can do it. All right? And so here's how we do it. Let's take the computer neck, for example. All right? First of all, just look at them. All right? Visually look and see if the head and the ear is out in front of the shoulder. If it is, they qualify for a computer neck. All right? If you want to get more accurate, you can use a tape measure, and you can actually measure the distance, and you can track that change because we're fixing 5 millimeters a month on average with this. So you can measure it and track it as a doctor, or you could just look until you've reached the posture that you want to achieve, and then stop my program and move on to the other types of things. All right. So there's 3 programs: computer neck, flat butt, and short leg. Each one has a stretch, an exercise, and a traction. Okay. So again, rules of 3. Here we are. Stretch for the computer neck. Now I'm going to blow through these because you should have this program already in your in-basket. If you don't have the Posture ReSET program, if we haven't gotten it to you yet, please email me, direct message me, text me. My contact is here. You should have it. It'll be below, and we can get it to you for free. We want everybody on this program, and we want them utilizing it as much as possible. The program is free. All right, we're not going to make money on it. We're just going to give it away so that people and the masses can have it and do it and get it. We'll sell it to some other companies along the way as we go with other services. Then that's how we make our money. Okay? All right, so there's a stretch, there's an exercise, 3 different angles, and there's a traction that we do for the computer neck. Okay? And then just make sure you watch out for these other products that are on the line. We only need something as small as a pool noodle behind the back of your neck when you're laying down, or don't use anything. Just lay on your bed with your head off of your mattress backwards, and then that's going to put the curve back into your neck and correct the computer neck there. Don't use these other things because they force your head into anterior translation first. Even though they put a curve in your neck, it destroys the overall posture of your frame. Don't use this. This is the dental roll. It's the #1 seller in all chiropractic offices, and it's a joke. If anybody tries to sell you this product, do not accept it and decline the sale of that, the use of that program. These other things force your head, again, hundreds of dollars, and all you need is a simple pool noodle for 10 cents, right? It's super easy, it's super cheap, and it doesn't drain our society for medical expenses. All right? So how much traction you do is all up to you always. You ever go to the gym and get sore the next day? That's okay, right? It's a good change, that's right. It's a good change for the body. You did something good. So it's okay to be sore for a day. You just don't want to be sore for 3 days every day because that's very uncomfortable. It's like tightening your braces, every week. Not a great thing. You can't eat a steak ever. So how much you do is totally up to you. But if you stay consistent with the program, I guarantee you 100% money back guarantee, it will correct your computer neck. And make sure you don't get that Dowager's hump, the big hump in the back of your neck. All right? All right, here we go. Flat butt has the same thing. There are visuals to determine, and then there is a test to measure the hamstrings and see if you do qualify for it. And then there's a stretch. Always keep your head up and back in extension, even after you do and finish my program. Excuse me. So even after you're finished with the program, keep your head up, even if you're doing shrugs, if you're doing presses or anything like that. You should be looking up all the time from now on, throughout the rest of stretches and exercises, and I don't care what you do. It's just because our society now is so hunched over, we have to offset it with exercises that force us back to correct that. Okay? Exercises, same thing. Traction is done once a day on your bed. Functional short leg syndrome now, we measure for that. You can see visually if you just have somebody lay face down on the bed or on the floor and just look at their feet, just look at it, and you'll see it, that they have a right short leg on here, right? So if your right leg is short, do the right short leg program until that's even and balanced, and then stop the program. It will correct it, 5 millimeters a month, guaranteed. All right, so that's the measuring for that. There's a stretch for that, an exercise for that as well. And it's a little funky. It's kind of, if I have a right short leg, I'm going to stretch my short leg hamstring, and I'm going to stretch my left leg quad. Remember, unilateral, one-sided. So we're going to stretch these guys, and we're going to exercise and shorten these guys. So stretch them, make them longer. Exercise, make them shorter. All right, stretch, exercise. And that way you're going to torque the pelvis back into correction. And that's how this works. All right, 5 millimeters a month on all of these. Definitely will get that. So that's if you do the program on your own for yourself. That's without the aid of a PRS-T or a PRS-P. If you get a trainer or a practitioner doing the program on you or assisting you with the program, this number of 5 millimeters will go way up. I've knocked out 12 millimeters in 2 months, easy, no problem. And more than that too as well. 14 millimeters, I had somebody 18 millimeters, and it was balanced out in 2 months, no problem. So it's just, just measure regularly. I don't care if you measure every day, measure once a week, but at least measure once a month on somebody just to make sure you're following protocol. Okay? Make sure when you do the Posture ReSET program, it's not a very big program. It's not a very big book. It's a super easy, fast read within, a half hour. You sit down and just read through the whole thing. And make sure you read all the way to the end first before you start the Posture ReSET program. There are do's and don'ts that are on the back of this program that you gotta make sure that you don't do. Because running, jumping, those types of things will make the program not work very well. And so, but there's, if somebody comes up to you and you're like, well, I'm training for a marathon right now. Okay, well, if you're in a marathon and you're gonna keep hammering the bent nail training every single day, well, don't you think you should do the Posture ReSET program maybe twice a day to offset that kind of problem, which you could do. So there's a step up your program if you have to because you're training for an event. But at some point in time, most people, it's best if you take a break. Take a break from your Pilates, take a break from your heavy weightlifting, take a break from your sports, take a break from the things that hammer the bent nail, and spend the 30 days, the 60 days, or the 90 days on the Posture ReSET program, and it's gonna fix and balance your body up. Then you're a machine. Then you're ready to go. Everything's gonna function right and work great. You wanna save some money? How many of you, don't have insurance and health insurance? How many are paying out of pocket for 3 times a week, for 3 months? Because that's what it takes in order to get the same quality and effect of what you could do on the Posture ReSET program. You would have to go to a doctor 3 times a week, a doctor of physical therapy, an osteopath, or a chiropractor. All right, and that's what it looks like. All strapped up in chains and everything else to get that done. You'll save $2,500 by doing the Posture Reset program on your own. I promise you, you won't need to see your doc that much, but it's always good to be supervised. All right, let's wrap it up here. I want to just tell you a little bit about, you ever heard of VeggieTales? Well, this is the son of the creator of VeggieTales. He went to high school with my son in Tennessee. And he came into the clinic one day and his hand was stuck like this. And I'm like, dude, what's going on with your arm? And he's like, I can't move it. He's the videographer for football, and so he'd work it this way and hold it this way. And that's all he could do. And he's like, I'm scheduled for surgery. They're going to replace and reattach the ligaments and tendons of the muscles here. And so that's scheduled. It's coming up here in a couple of months. And I'm like, no. Look at your head. Look how far your head is out in front of your body. This is a posture thing. All right? You're crimping some nerves in your neck, and it's crimping up your arm like that. We need to fix that. And he's like 17 years old. I said, go get your dad. And he went and got his dad, brought his dad over. I had my staff and another doctor there, 5 of us. And we took a picture before. And I did one Posture Reset session on him, but it didn't even take the whole 10-minute session. It was 30 seconds. Bam! And his arm just dropped open and started working after years of being stuck up here like this. The Posture Reset program, structure is everything. If you're here, things are not functioning down here or anywhere below here. And it has to be up here where it's supposed to be healthy, and it will keep you in better health and better performance in everything that you do. Structure is everything. All right? Posture Reset. If you'd like a free copy of the book, again, email me, direct message me, text me, get a hold of me. I'm all over the web, and we'll get you a program for free, and for your friends too. Just send them my way, and we'll get you this program, the Posture Reset program, and get you started on it. If you want to certify in the program, we are accepting applications. We are training. We have 25,000 high schools all across the nation that we need to train right now in the athletic departments, including all the doctor's offices, including all of the gyms, and all of the businesses. We set up ergonomic stations of businesses as well, using the Posture Reset program, and it's a phenomenal thing. We've got all training for all of that, and we'd love to have you on board and be a part of this exciting new program that's sweeping the nation. It's my wife. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and we are here in Seattle, Washington. Here's my contact information. Feel free to contact me at any of these modems. And thank you so much for coming out and taking the time out of your day. I know the Posture Reset program will change your lives and change the lives of your patients, your clients, your friends, and your family. And tell them, live well and rock on.
Rock on.